Vlogmas day 23. I've been up for a while. It's actually a little bit after 10 in the morning, but I pretty much got straight to work on editing yesterday, which took a while because I had all of that knitwear at the end, and having to add like all the names and designers and things takes a little while. So, and my program shut down on me again today. I think my program's ready to be finished with Vlogmas. Anyway, I just brought in a whole bunch of firewood and replenished our firewood holder here. I'm going to have to go out today later and bring in more firewood from the pile onto the porch because we can do about 2.5 days with what I can fit on the porch. So I will do that later because it's supposed to be a fairly mild day weather-wise. It's going to be low 40s, I guess, temperature-wise, but it was chilly in the house, so put a fire in. It's always nice and cozy. And I have my big bowl of oatmeal that you just watched me make. I'm hungry. I've only had coffee so far and a cookie. But anyway, I just wanted to pop in. I haven't opened any of my minis. I haven't done any knitting. I haven't done anything yet today other than the podcast and the fire and made my breakfast. But I think I'm going to call today the last day of my Vlogmas. Technically, Vlogmas ends tomorrow on Christmas Eve, but my son's coming up tomorrow morning to do Christmas with us for a little while, and I just have some other things I want to do, and I think I just kind of want to enjoy our Christmas celebrations with my family. Not that you guys are not important as my fiber family, but hopefully you'll understand. I do like a post Vlogmas wrap up or something just to show you like my finished socks and the finished yarn I spun and things like that, but it's not going to be in the next couple of days. So anyway, I'm going to eat my oatmeal now. It should be sufficiently cooled off, and I'm going to get on with my day. So let's see what the day brings. So that's one load. I will now do that probably 5 or 6 or maybe even 7 more times to fill that up and that little wagon up. Fill all 3, and that is again probably enough to get us through about 2.5 days. And then I use that little one to actually wheel firewood into the house so I don't have to carry it by hand. It's nice and lightweight and it doesn't hurt the floors, so I figured out that trick last winter and that was quite the win. It's funny, the snow that's on top of these piles started to melt and then it got cold again, so it froze. So when you saw me struggling at the beginning of all this, it's because it was so frozen down to the ground. It was really hard to get the tarp up. And once again, I'm holding the camera at a still pile of firewood while I talk to you. And I know it's just wonderful because look at our beautiful brown tarps. They're actually two-sided. The other side is silver and this side is brown, and Bill bought a bunch of them whenever we were originally our front porch. It's sort of a hot mess right now, but we store a lot of stuff on it in the winter. Anyway, originally when I moved up here, when we got married, we were going to finish the front porch into another room like the porch room, and it was going to be my studio. And we never did that, mainly because I decided that the basement worked just fine as my studio, and I really didn't want my workspace right there in plain view of our main living area. And I'm still very, very happy with that decision. So once Bill retires in a couple of years, we are going to finish that off. and we're going to turn it into our like home gym room because we have a bunch of exercise equipment that is currently being stored in this shed here because we don't have any room for it. But my point to all of this was whenever that was going to be my studio, I said, you know, I know we have to stack the firewood out there, but I don't want to see big silver tarps. They're just ugly. And so he found these brown ones because he loves me and didn't want me to have to look at silver tarps. So, whatever. They kind of blend in better. It's such a beautiful day. There's sunshine up there. It is mild. It's like 41 degrees. There's a little bit of a breeze, but it's not super windy the way they had been calling for yesterday. I don't know that it ever got super windy. This is the side of the house that we really don't do much on because there's not that much space. There's some leftover block from when we built this wall. I think that wall. Maybe it was the other wall. I don't know. We've built a couple of walls. Anyway, yeah, there's leftover block, and then okay, this is really hard to walk on right now because I'm not sure if I'm going to fall through. Yeah, there's not much space over here, but I really like this side of the house because our chimney is here, and I love the stonework. My husband did all the stonework on the house after he bought it 30 some years ago. It had just been bare cement block, I think, and he did all the stonework. So I just think it's really pretty. I take pictures over here sometimes, like for the shop or for like finished knitted things that I've made. I come over here sometimes. So if you ever see a stone wall with ivy, you'll know where you were at and where the picture was taken. So I did come down through here the other day when I took my solstice walk, so this probably looks familiar if you watched day 21's episode. But yeah, you can hear the birds up there. I love being outside at this time of year. You might be wondering, Lisa, why do you do all the firewood? Doesn't your husband do anything? He does. He does help with the firewood sometimes, but I honestly really, really enjoy doing the firewood, and so I'm more than happy to do it, and you know, that suits him just fine. He's done his share of firewood in his life. Of course, so have I. I used to do firewood with my parents when I was a kid, and I really enjoyed that too. Probably not quite as enthusiastically as I enjoy it now, but I do have fond memories of going to a farm that belonged to friends of our family and taking the pickup truck with my mom and dad, and he just let us cut down whatever dead wood we wanted and, you know, take it home to use as our firewood. So that was nice. We took out a bunch of trees in here a few years ago when we needed to put the pad in for that building right there. So that's why there's a whole lot of brush here still. That's what's left over from the trees that we felled. And I did actually get to use the chainsaw some. That was super exciting. Yeah, it's so peaceful down in here. It's really just nice. Although our neighbor's house is right there. And I always wonder if like she can look out her windows and see me traipsing around and talking to myself when I record. I guess I shouldn't care, but it does give me pause occasionally. Okay, there's no good way to get through here without getting snagged on these bushes. So hang on a minute. Okay, I didn't turn the camera off for that, but I'm definitely going to cut that segment out because I was all caught up in there and that was a hot mess. See, the tree is even agreeing. They're like, yeah, you shouldn't have done that. Anyway, I'm just sort of wandering around because it's so pretty out. And here's the back of the house, which you've seen before. The kayaks and the bird feeders up there. And there's my shadow. Hi. Bill is probably up there working and wondering what in the world I'm doing. Although by now he knows what I'm doing because he knows that his wife's just a little cray-cray.
Anyway, well, I think I'm gonna head back in the house. Gonna stop and pick all the bush parts out of my hair and sweater right now. Then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna take a shower. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have some cookie dough to mix today, and I want to do some knitting. Emma goes to work later this afternoon though, so I might wait until after she's gone to start the knitting part because the things I need to knit are for her. So that'll make life easier. Anyway, talk to you later. Something else I've been meaning to do the last few days is deal with these last spaghetti squash that we had. I had been storing them outside. They were in that green wheelbarrow that you saw me use with the wood. But obviously it's getting too cold and they were starting to freeze, and I already pitched the zucchini that had been in there too into the woods. But anyway, I had about 5 of these left, and so I decided to put them in my roaster. They're split in half. I took the seeds out and I poured olive oil in them. I used some of this basil infused olive oil that I made this summer. It smells so good. So I put olive oil in them and then sprinkled them with chopped up garlic and salt and pepper. And I've made a mess because they were sitting here and they were kind of dirty. I've washed them off. Anyway, so I just have some water in the bottom of the roaster, and they're all sitting on top of the rack and each other because there was too many for one layer. And I'm just going to put the roaster on low today and let them cook away, and then I'll scrape the meat out of them and freeze it, and we can enjoy it this winter because there was just no way we were going to be able to eat all of these in a short period of time before they would turn bad. So this is going to smell really good while it's cooking. It is a rainy, rainy day out there today. It's going to do this all day until about 10 p.m. when it's going to turn to snow. So we will have a white Christmas probably, but we're going to have an icy Christmas Eve apparently. I hope anybody who's out there driving tonight is super careful. Not stopping the birds though, they're still enjoying the feeder. Well, happy Vlogmas Day 24. We've made it the whole way through Vlogmas, and today's Christmas Eve. And as I already showed you, it's a very rainy day out there today. My middle child, my youngest son, came up and visited a little bit this morning. We had it was brief. He wasn't here probably much more than maybe an hour, hour and a half. We were all masked the entire time, but we got to open gifts with him, so that was nice. I haven't actually seen him in quite some time. I don't remember the last time. It's probably sometime early November. So it was nice to see him. Let's see, what else? I'm very tired today. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. I was up late last night. I think I told you yesterday. I haven't looked at yesterday's video, so I can't remember what I already told you and what I haven't. My girlfriends and I did our Zoom Christmas gathering, so that was nice. And then whenever we were done with that, I had to clean up. I never did get the sugar cookies made last night. The dough was in the fridge. But I did get my one batch of cookies done, and then I did the sugar cookies this morning. So I put sugar on some of them, and then we do icing on the others because Emma likes iced ones. So I still have to do that part. I'll get to it. It'll be fine. I'm ready to not be preparing for Christmas anymore at this point. I feel like yesterday I kind of just overdid it because I started doing all these things that I wasn't actually thinking I was going to do. And then yesterday was like, I must do all the things. So anyway, I'm going to just enjoy myself for the rest of today and not really work too hard on anything other than fun stuff. That's my plan anyway. Here, let me show you my socks though, where they're at. Do day 23's mini as the toes yesterday. So here's how that turned out. And then I actually worked on this during our Zoom gathering. I did both toes. And I also inserted my needles for the afterthought heel, which is what I'm going to do with today's mini. It was weird when I was doing this and I was picking up the stitches. I forgot that I had only cast on 54 stitches for these socks, which is not my usual for fingering weight socks. I usually cast on 60 stitches. I'm not sure why I cast on 54 because these are looking really narrow to me. I don't know why. Plus I feel like the farther I went, the tighter I was knitting for some reason because the cuff was a little bit wider. I don't know, it's weird. But anyway, yeah, I think I may have done it because recent pairs of socks of mine have turned out to be a little extra roomy, and I think these will still fit fine. It's just odd. So, I don't know. Whatever. I do use 54 stitches when I make sport weight socks. So maybe that's what I had in my mind. I don't know. Anyway, they're ready to have their heels put in, and I haven't opened my mini yet for that, so let me grab it. So here's this. I feel like I already opened one of these envelopes, so it'll be interesting to see if it's a yarn that I've already gotten. Ooh, no, I don't have this one already. This is pretty. This is a very pretty blue. That'll be nice to have for the heels. So, yeah, because that'll contrast really nicely with both of those colors that are right near where I'm putting the heels in. So, this is from Hue Made. HU Made, New York City, and it says, oh, it's from Amanda Hugh, is Hello Hue Made. Oh, Hue Made is the company, I guess. Sorry. Oh. And there is not a colorway name on it, but it's a happy blue. All right, so those are my minis, and I will put those heels in today, and then I'll have a finished pair of Advent socks. So yay, that's exciting. I also have not opened my fiber mini. Oh, reaching for it. So here's the last day of the fiber minis that I dyed up. I am 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bumps behind now. But this is the final one, and it is a speckled one. So I really like how this segment ended. And it loops back around to the very beginning, which I can't show you because it's on my bobbin. But trust me, that last one loops back around. So anyway, here I will show you the fiber lined up, these last 8 bumps. So there they are. Aren't they pretty? They're all looking a little washed out in this light, but I really like them. They're just so much fun to see sitting there. I'm not sure that I got to show you all of the rest of the little knitted things that I made for Emma. I know I showed you the sock. I think I showed you the hat. These were the things I had knit to put in her little daily Advent things some days. I don't think I showed you this. This is a crocheted. I'm not even sure what to call it at this point. It was supposed to be an ornament. It was not supposed to be all wibbly wobbly like that, but that's how mine turned out, and I just thought it was fine. It was actually supposed to have one more round around the outside, but I just stopped there. You saw the mittens. I don't think you saw the scarf. Did you see this scarf? Isn't it cute? I thought that was adorable, if I do say so myself. And then the last one, I just finished knitting this morning, and seriously, I finished the whole thing right before she came out this morning. So it's a little sweater. I was going to embroider a snowflake on the front of it, but I didn't have time, and frankly, I was pretty much done with that little sweater by the time I was done with it, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it turns out that knitting tiny sweaters is almost as much work as knitting a large sweater. It was very fidgety. But it turned out cute and she liked it. She really liked the little knitwear things that I made for her. So anyway, I think this is going to be the end of Vlogmas because I'm ready to just sit and put my feet up, and I'm going to edit yesterday and today's videos into one so I can get it posted today. And I know you won't see my finished socks and you won't see my finished yarn in the Advent videos, but I will show both of those in my next regular podcast, probably. I'll at least have the socks done by then. I don't know if I'll have the fiber done by then or not. I'm planning to record a regular episode before the new year, so we'll see how that goes. I toyed with the idea of maybe doing like a post-Vlogmas wrap-up or something, but I'm not sure I really have enough to show you. I did not finish the hat I was working on. Matter of fact, I haven't even worked on it anymore since I showed it to you yesterday. That may not end up being a finished Christmas gift tomorrow. It's okay. I've got enough other things for her. So I will finish it though. Like I said, you'll see that on the next podcast probably. I hope you've enjoyed these videos. I had fun making them. I gotta be honest, I'm kind of glad that we're done now because I was totally running out of things to show you. And I didn't want to keep being redundant. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful Christmas tomorrow if you celebrate Christmas. And if not, I hope you just have a lovely rest of 2020. Thank you for coming along with me on this Vlogmas venture. And I will see you again soon, somewhere on the internets, hopefully. Bye-bye.